Welcome back to Always a Girls' Night. We still gotta work on that, guys. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there eventually, but slowly but surely.
Always a girls' night. Always fucking up the title. Hi, today we are filming ourselves.
Yeah, and I fucked up my hair low key.
Again? She's been,
I don't even know. It's
redoing it 4 times.
You know those little plastic elastics you use to style your hair? Let me just say, taking those out, if you don't cry a little bit inside,
you're not human.
No.
Human.
No. Or you just didn't do it properly, because these things, they're just painful in the booty. On your scalp, sweetheart. How do you get from your booty?
I think it's like a shock. You're like, oh shit. I
don't know what kind of shocks you get. I don't get that shock. Something you're not telling me.
I'm already crying. It's like
this happens all the time. Ooh. I think I make her cry at least every time I see it, at least 6 times. Twice? You're lying. You're actually lying, because that's fucking impossible, especially with you.
Okay, at least 6 times per time we're together.
Yeah. Yeah, we're a little MIA for a little bit, simply because we had a lot of shit going on. I'm back at university, and
we're working.
She has her own shit,
so it's
our bads. But we're still gonna try to keep it weekly postings.
Yeah, starting from today. Yeah, it's gonna be weekly now.
But if ever you see that we're not posting right away, or it's been a week or two, it's simply because we obviously we have personal lives, so there might be something going on, so please be understanding. We're super sorry for it. Life goes on. But we love doing this.
We love doing this, and we got a lot of positive feedback from people saying they love the podcast and stuff, so we're very motivated.
It feels amazing. By the way, all these comments that we've been receiving on it, it's super, super, super heartwarming.
It's so cool.
I never thought our podcast could be this impactful on certain women, and I am super proud, because we just wanted to make it a space where women can just feel relate and feel comfortable.
Exactly.
Sometimes the world can be a little bit chaotic,
especially now. In a pandemic time. I don't think it's easy for anyone, so
no,
if we can make your day a little bit better, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's our goal. We just want to make the world a better place in the small ways that we can, because we can't obviously do the world, but I mean, you could make a small difference. Even if you guys, try to spread positivity, even when you're out, simply smile for someone or hold the door for someone. Because, you never know what kind of struggles,
that person is going through.
Days, struggles, or personal things they're going through. And, we just need to be understanding with one another.
Exactly. So, thank you for that. Mm-hmm. Today, what are we talking about?
We're talking about pet peeves.
She was so excited for this.
Oh, yeah.
She wanted to talk about pet peeves so
I
bad.
have a serious list of pet peeves.
Oh, Kim is is very serious. Oh, yeah. Serious. I have a hard time with my pronunciations lately. Just in general, even in French, English, Portuguese, it's just not my thing. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I have days like that too. I literally have my own dictionary of words. Sometimes I just make my own words. I combine 2 words in one, because my thought process sometimes works quicker than my actual speech. So
especially in Portuguese.
Oh my god.
Both of us, we just create
made up
words.
Our own words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least
if any of you are Portuguese, what's the one word that we always say?
It's walking.
Oh, marchand. We say marchand Like, marcher, genre.
As if it was like half Portuguese, half French. So marchand.
But it's not even a word.
That's not even a word.
Her grandma was like, what did you just say? And we were just like, marchand?
Marchand? But they understand us, though.
They understand, but that's not a real word.
I know.
What's the real word?
It's anda.
Anda. All those Portuguese people out there, andant.
Andant, non marchand. Vamos.
Vamos a la playa. No.
Oh, okay. So, first pet peeves. Are you starting or what? I think you should start. You are so hype about this.
Okay. Well, first off, my first pet peeve is, drumroll please. Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was... I was looking for somewhere to tap.
I'm dead. It's all good. But it is distance, okay? Even before, like, this whole COVID thing, like, the social distance, like, you don't want to get in somebody... wow.
Oh, shit. Somebody.
That's what I mean. Oh, God. Okay. Well, you don't want to get into somebody's personal bubble.
Where did your hair go?
I can't deal with my hair no more. It's fucking hurting. It's really hurting. Like, I really can't deal with this shit anymore. I'm sorry. I'm really trying to, like, expand, like, my hair looks and stuff.
Yeah, that's what
but sometimes, like, you just have those days where it just doesn't work. And you just have to accept it. And I'm accepting it right now.
Perfect.
Okay?
I accept that.
Perfect.
I respect that, actually.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I appreciate
Sorry.
that.
So sorry.
Okay, well,
distance.
Exactly. Like, I mean, when you see that you're really close to somebody and they're pushing away because you're too close to them,
get out.
Like, how don't you understand? Like, when somebody's like distancing themselves from me, I'm like, oh, okay, my bad. Like, but first of all, I don't even get into their personal space. Just to make that clear, because I really strongly believe that there is such thing as personal space. And like, I mean, like, obviously, look, I'm sitting next to Emily, like, we have her, but I'm not in her face. Like, I'm not like, well, now I am. But I mean, like, it's different, like, you know, when you're not close with somebody, or like you're not on the same level with them, and they're literally like up in your face, like in your grill,
especially metros.
Oh,
I think
my
that's the worst
God,
place.
I can't stand that.
You know, like, especially now, people, like, they sit in buses and it's a pandemic, right? So you don't want to, like, stay too close to that person. I had a couple of, like, I experienced that a couple of times. I'm sitting in a 2-seat bench or whatever, and then someone just comes right next to me. You know, not the 2-seat bench. You know, like, the ones in the back where it's like a huge row.
Yeah,
it's
all
like
the way in the
Yeah, that person just sat next to me, like, right next to me. She was sitting on my coat, first of all. She was, like, literally like this. And I'm like, girl, there's so much space.
Yeah, not only that, I hate is when there's the whole bus, like, there's multiple seats, and they come sit right next to you.
That's the worst thing.
For me personally, okay, if you know me, you know me. My facial expressions say it all. I've literally straight up looked at the person, and I'm like, I look at them, and then I look around at all the seats around, kind of like telling them, like,
there's so many other
exactly
seats.
Like, you had 25 other choices, but you choose the one right next to mine. What is this?
It's actually hilarious.
For real.
It's so funny. I hate people like that.
So it happened, like, the other day. Well, actually a couple of weeks ago. And so, like, I went to my boyfriend's house, and his mom's friend was there, and they were drinking a little bit. But besides the point, we were outside, and we were just getting some air. And then afterwards, she had come out, and she started talking to us. And, like, yeah, of course, no problem. Like I love talking to anyone, honestly. Like, I just like to see different vibes, you know? Like, everybody has a different vibe that they want to go by, and, like, I respect that. So we started, like, a conversation. But then afterwards, she started getting really close, and, like, I was like trying to turn my head, like, trying to like like, because I didn't want to just take a step back and, like, make it, like, super, like, rude and be like, whoa, like, you're in my face type thing. But, like, I was super uncomfortable and my boyfriend noticed. And, like, when we, like, came back inside, like, we finished our conversation, he, like, put it out and he was like, oh my God, I saw how uncomfortable you were. And he's like, I was just laughing the whole time. And I was like, you couldn't save me? Like, I was actually super uncomfortable.
Didn't do anything.
No. But he tried pushing the chair so, like, that it could, like, cause some, like, distance, so it was kind of, like, in her way.
It didn't work.
No, she kind of just pushed it on. And I was like, okay. But, like, I mean, like, I understand she drank a little bit, but, like, still, like, I was, like, super uncomfortable. I was like, I don't want to be rude, but, like, this is, like, too much in my bubble.
Too much. Something actually happened to me this week. I was shooting for... It's like a virtual class that we shoot, like, before we post it online. It's like the girl has a website and stuff. And now she hired this girl who, like, films for her and, like, adjusts the mics and stuff. And she had to put a mic on me, but she didn't have any masks.
Oh my
gosh, she didn't have any mask on. And she was, like, just all up in my face trying to put the freaking mic on me, and I was like looking away. I didn't feel comfortable being like, yo, excuse me, close, like you're too close, you don't have a mask.
It's like at the same time you don't want to full on tell them like, whoa, like you're in my face, because it's like it's so rude, but at the same time you're like, I'm super uncomfortable
exactly
right now.
But I made it like clear that I didn't want to be so close to her. Like I turned my head like 360 like a fucking owl. Like,
I really don't understand how people generally don't notice these little like cues. Like they're kind of obvious. Like I mean,
it is. If I'm like turning my head, it means I don't want your breath on me. So like just get out.
Did she brush her teeth that day?
I don't know. I'm telling you, the second she came close to me, I was like, nope.
Ciao, bye.
Not for me.
So what's one of your pet peeves?
Ladies out there, I'm probably sure it's all of our pet peeves. Fuck it.
It's okay, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, don't fucking catcall girls. Or guys.
For real.
But just catcalling in general.
It's just, I don't understand how guys think, like, girls are attracted to that.
It's not.
Like, they're like, oh my God, he just catcalled me out of his car.
So
no, everybody's like, ew, this fucking douche. Like, who the fuck does he think he is?
Exactly.
That's what we all think. We're like, do you really think we're going to give you a chance? No. Until this day, it makes everyone uncomfortable. And, like, I had to take, like, a mandatory, I don't know if any of you guys had to do this, but in my university, they made us take a mandatory sexual violence course, and they were speaking about this topic, and they were saying that it's like it makes everyone feel uncomfortable because it's inappropriate. It is. It's not something that like it's not something you discussed, or you don't even know this person, and they're like putting this on you.
You don't know what that person been through. You know?
It's like they're sexualizing you.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like, look, I'm way more than that. I actually have a head. Like, I have a brain. It's not about all my body.
I know.
Like, it's not.
I just hate it. It's disgusting.
It really is.
I don't know. It's so disrespectful. I don't think guys should do that ever. I get catcalled for walking in the street. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that time we were walking and that guy catcalled and I just flipped him off. Yeah. And he was so shook. He's like, what? Like, as if I wanted to get catcalled.
Exactly. That's the audacity. Like, when we, like, get mad at it, they're
so confused.
Exactly. They're, like, they're pissed because, like, we're not attracted to that. Like, what man in their right mind would think that a woman be attracted to that? I'm sorry, but, like, I'm walking down the street and you have the nerve to be like, oh my God, look at you. Like, no, I want to live my life. I don't need you to be fucking staring at my whole body.
Exactly. I have a story about that, actually.
Yeah,
that was, like, super intrusive and very gross. I've never felt that uncomfortable in my entire life. I was disgusting. Like, afterwards, I cried because I felt so, like, I felt gross.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't my fault.
No, I get what you're saying. Like, what guys don't understand is these things make you feel ashamed of yourself because they're sexualizing our bodies when we're just trying to live our daily lives, and they're just turning us into an object rather than a person.
Exactly.
And then we feel guilty because, like, we're the ones that are shamed for it, you know?
Yeah,
it's
we're like,
it's like, is it something that I wore,
short,
or like, are my tits out? Like, and then it's like, sometimes I look at myself and I look like an actual bum, like a bum, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I feel like absolute shit because then after, you can't wear what you want in public because then it's like,
it's always a problem.
Exactly.
It's always an issue.
It's so sad.
Yeah. So basically, I don't know, worries. I was living at my mom's house, and we had this balcony in the front, and it was this summer, actually, in like pandemic, whatever. So I feel like, you know, those guys didn't really see any skin during pandemic, so they had to, you know, they were going crazy.
They did, but like,
I don't know, they were just dicks, to be honest. So I like to tan in the front balcony because that's where I catch the most sun, and I didn't wear like a full-on bikini because like I was in front of my house, you know, like I didn't want to, like, if little kids passed by, I didn't want to be inappropriate either, you know, even though it's a bikini, it's normal, you know, but I don't know, it was in front of my house, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I had a bikini top, but I had shorts for, you know, the bottom part, and they were pretty tight. They were like biker shorts, but I mean, they're comfortable, and I like them, you know. Yeah. And I was reading my book, and I was laying on the chair, and then this till this day I'm still shocked. This garbage truck passes by in front of my house, and they start doing their jobs, you know. They take the trash and they put it inside the truck, and I felt like I was being stared at, and I felt a little uncomfortable, but I was like, whatever, you know, like, I can't really do anything about it. And anyways, they were staring. It was very confusing, and then they just left. So I was like, all right, I'm fine. But then they came back from the other street that was across from me, and they just stopped. They took the trash again, and they just stopped there. As if they were taking a break. They stopped there, they sat on their truck, and they were just looking at me the entire time. And then they started catcalling me, you know? But they're working, and you're sitting on your truck, and you're looking at me, and I'm alone, completely alone on my balcony, and you're just catcalling me. There were 3 guys.
That's so disgusting.
3 guys. Some of them were probably in their mid-20s, like 2 of them, and the other one was like pretty old. He was pretty old.
Gross.
And they were just staring there, and they stayed there for a good 5 minutes. And at first I wanted to kind of like stay there to prove my point that, like, I don't give a fuck about you, even though it does affect me. But then I just went inside because I couldn't.
You're still quite brave for trying to like prove a point,
but it was
it's
too
super
much.
Uncomfortable though. It's like, what I don't understand is how they don't understand how we feel. It's like as if we did it to them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I don't think they realize that, because I don't think enough men have been catcalled, so they don't realize how uncomfortable and how sexualized it makes us feel. And it's super sad because like us as women, we have to go through this, and it's like, for example, like we go out, like going for a simple walk, and we have to think about
who's walking behind us.
Exactly, or what we're gonna wear.
Yeah.
And it's like I saw a post the other day, and this actually made me cry. Like, I'm not even joking, it's super sad. It was a TikTok, and it asked a question. It was like, if men were not around to judge women, what would you do?
And people, I saw
and
that
women
a lot.
were saying that they would actually want to wear whatever they wanted and not
or take
having
a walk
to think.
At night.
Exactly, that too. And I found that so sad, because us as women, we can't even do these simple things because we can be endangered for something that we're either wearing or just being a female walking around late at night.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we can't do this thing is insane.
Stupid. I don't understand. And, anyways, I complained to the city about these 3 men and, well, these boys, because they were clearly not men. I'm sorry. Yeah. And I think they got, they didn't get fired, but they got suspended.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they called us back to say they got suspended.
Thankfully, they did some actions, because some people don't take any action towards these things. They're like, boys will be boys. I really strongly hate that quote. I really do, because that doesn't justify the actions that they're doing. You can't just say boys will be boys. There's no such thing as girls will be girls.
Definitely.
No. So you can't just justify their answer by saying, "Oh, they're just a boy, sweetheart."
That's how they are.
Exactly. No. You should teach them the right way. Who cares about their gender? Gender doesn't have anything to do with respect, because respect is the number one key. It does not have to do with if you're a female or a male.
Exactly. Honestly, this is such a problem. And did you see lately in high schools now, the boys are wearing skirts?
Yes. I love that.
I love that too. I think it's a great way to,
go against the system.
But just help, like, girls as well, and boys that are more in the feminine side and that want to express their feminine side. Yeah. But I saw this video where the girl says how it's cool that these boys are doing that, but do you realize that now, like, their voice are stronger because they're male.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if women would have done something like that, no one would have. Yeah. It wouldn't have gone viral.
No. It wouldn't. Because what's sad is, like, for example, like, I took psychology in CEGEP, and we talked about that topic, and it's because the traits that men have are more imposed, and women, when they speak their mind, it's seen as being, like, dramatic. And that we're just emotional
seeking
and,
for
like,
attention.
Exactly. But no, like, we're really trying to identify real life problems.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden men say it, and it's like, oh my God, this is really a problem. But when women say it, it's like, they're just being dramatic.
Just stay silent.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, you're too loud if you're speaking your mind.
Yeah.
And I find it really sad, and this is why we wanted to call our podcast Always a Girls' Night. It's because this is a moment for women to just, or anyone in general, to just feel themselves empowered, because you cannot let anyone put you down. No one. Drop the mic.
I won't drop the mic, though.
Not actually, but I mean just metaphorically. Drop it.
I think this is a topic we should probably talk about, like a full-on episode about
for sure.
women and stuff like that. So if you're
we feel really strongly on that. We're both strong feminists. Mm-hmm. We really care about empowering everyone and making sure everyone has a voice and no one is
equality
to the max.
Okay,
to the max.
So I think we should do one like that.
Yeah, really
that'd be really cool. Okay, what's your next pet peeve?
Well, I had the same thing as her, but I think we touched on everything. But me was staring in general. Like, I hate when people just, like, stare at me. Like,
that was one of mine.
Like, can I just live? Like, why do you feel the need to stare at me?
That is so annoying.
I know.
Did we talk? No, we didn't. No, we talked about it before. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we spoke about it before, but I wanted to mention it here. Like, for example, I work at a mall, and sometimes, like, I come in super early mostly super early because I tend to open the store. And, like, there's this old man, like, the entrance that I come by, and I have no choice but to come through this entrance. It's the closest entrance for me. This man sits on a bench because he's associated with the hair salon that's there. And I guess he takes a break or something, but he goes and he sits on the bench and he just stares at women and people passing.
Oh, that's
and
gross.
So one day I felt so disgusted, like generally disgusted. He ruined my morning. Because like I see him like almost every time I walk in the morning, and the days that I don't see him sitting on that bench, I'm like,
you're so relieved.
I'm so thankful. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Because like the anxiety, as soon as I walk in through the door, I'm like looking if he's there. Because like he just makes me feel super disgusted. He sits on this bench, and remind you, it's this gross old man. Sits on the bench, and he's just slumped there. He's slumped. And you walk by, and he's staring at you. He sees you coming. He stares at you, and then afterwards, as you continue walking, he's still staring at you, but he's staring at your behind, your entire body, your everything. So one day, what I did was I continued walking and I stared back at him. I turned my head back and I stared at him directly in the eye, and I gave him a really dirty look, and he just shrugged his shoulders. And I literally, really? I lost it. It ruined my entire morning. I was like, so you really don't care at the fact that I'm young and you're this old man just staring me down? Disgusting. So one morning, my boyfriend actually came with me, and like he was covering me, and the man was still staring. Like, still staring. Like, I generally don't understand. Like, he's just not.
Two fucks.
But it's gross.
It's like, I know.
It's like he doesn't understand that this is not something that is right. Like, he thinks it's okay to do. Like I don't understand how you can feel that it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you generally see disgusting. Me giving you a dirty look, and then you just shrug your shoulders like he's not doing anything wrong.
But when you look at them back, when you stare at them, they don't do anything.
No, they just continue staring. It's like it's nothing.
I just don't understand. I genuinely don't understand.
Me neither. I just don't understand, like, what's going through their mind. Like, it's just, like, I feel like sometimes, not all old people, but some old people feel like they have some sort of superiority over younger people because they're older. And I really don't respect that, because just because you're older doesn't mean anything. Like, obviously, I treat my elderlies with absolute respect. Yeah, so don't get me wrong. Yes. I never disrespect them. But when they come to disrespect me for absolutely doing nothing, and I'm just giving them pure kindness, that's when it's crossing the line. If I'm being super rude to you, no problem. You can disrespect me. But if I'm giving you my absolute kindness and respect...
There's no point.
No.
There's...
Yeah. But I mostly see this with older people, which I find very sad.
I know.
Very sad.
Very sad.
Yeah.
I actually have a story about that. If you've listened to our first episode, which was the clubbing experience, this is the day after. So when we woke up.
Yeah.
So
when you woke up.
When I woke up, yeah. Everyone was sleeping.
Yeah.
So basically,
You're so funny. You got up and you're like,
I got up.
To go to work.
I'm like, I have to go to work. It was, what time was it? I think it was like 8.
Yeah.
It was 8 in the morning, and I had to go teach 3-year-olds dance. I used to teach.
You look like absolute kids. Shit. No offense that day. Like,
I had one student. I woke up for one student. Okay.
That's so sad.
I don't teach kids anymore because it's just not for me. I love teaching like older people, but kids I can't. And this morning I really didn't feel like it, and I actually realized I didn't have my coat. You remember that?
You did have your coat.
Yeah, but I mean, I had my coat in the Airbnb and not in the club.
Yeah.
So I was super relieved and I was so happy
but
about
I kept
that.
telling you that.
I know, but
like,
I was
not
just so drunk.
me.
I just didn't know. I have no idea.
You almost burnt down the house. You thought you left your coat at the club. You're an absolute mess.
I was just a mess. I was just a mess. Complete mess. But whatever. I leave that day and I go and take the metro and there was a couple of people that were like going to work and stuff, but it's just a Saturday morning, so no one just...
No, it was a Sunday morning.
Yeah, even better.
More good, yeah.
No one goes there
on
the morning.
You know.
And I sit down and there's this old man sitting in front of me, and honestly, I didn't think anything of it. It was just a man there. He looked like a homeless person. He was just there doing his thing. He was in the wagon, whatever. And I'm not looking at him because, as we're saying, we don't like staring. Well, we don't like being stared at, so we're not going to stare at people, obviously. And so I'm like looking on the other side, and I see this like, he's like moving in a weird way. And I see it from the corner of my eyes, and I'm like, what's happening? Is he having a seizure or something? And then I look, and this man is looking at me straight in my eyes, and he's jerking off.
That's so disgusting.
He's just there jerking off in public in front of everyone.
I think I would have yacked in his face.
I didn't want to touch this guy. I did not want to touch him.
Who said you had to touch him? You throw up from where you're sitting. You ejaculate your vomit into his face.
I did not want anything of me being on him. Just it was so gross. I was so shook. I stayed there.
Oh my god.
I stayed there for like a good second. Because I was just so shook. I didn't know what was happening. I was like, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening.
And I'm sorry for anyone else who experienced that.
That is gross.
Oh my god.
And at some point, I left. I stood up. I gave him the dirtiest look I ever gave in my entire life. And I left. And he was still having fun.
Oh,
he was just there. God. He didn't give a shit. He just had to look at someone. And I was the poor girl that had to experience that.
That's so sad.
It was...
That's so sad.
I think that sums up our pet peeves for today.
Yeah.
We have a whole list. Oh,
yeah. But like, I mean, we've spoken about like strong topics on it, like things that are big and like most disturbing. Of you guys can relate to.
But there's a whole list.
Oh yeah.
We could go on and on.
I could talk about this all day.
Me too.
Like, if anything, we could do another series about pet peeves. If you guys really enjoyed it, we can do another series. Yeah,
that'd be really cool. Actually,
yeah. We have so many pet peeves. Well, I know I have so many. I
do too.
I have a huge list.
What do we say?
What do we know how to end this thing?
I never know how to end it. It's just
we like don't want to leave you guys.
I just want to stay here and talk.
I know. It's like so much fun.
I know.
Like how do we?
I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, we really hope you enjoy this, and like we hope you related to certain topics, and you know, like if ever you guys want to talk about anything, and like we said in the beginning, all your comments are like
very
like
important.
We really feel it, like we strongly appreciate it. So if ever you want to voice anything,
you can message us on Instagram. Don't forget to follow us though.
Yeah, follow us. We'll update you on everything that will be going on. Yes. And we have some like clips that are gonna be coming out. We're trying to really
make
interact
more content.
Yeah,
you know?
And interact with you guys a bit more.
Yeah, and I think that's gonna be really fun. Yeah. We're gonna be more active. Why not? All right. Until next time.